Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the REC podcast, brought to you by the REC Toycast. I'm your host, Roman Chavez, and with me, as always,
Erik Icarus.
Eric.
What's up, man?
You can find us on the gram
Yeah.
at REC Podcast. You can follow myself at Roman REC Podcast, and you can follow yourself.
Gulag_J_Wilden.
We're also selling some product at REC Comics on Instagram. Check us out there. We're putting new stuff up every Sunday, and we've got some really cool, rare stuff, some lower end, affordable stuff. But we got some stuff for you. So hit us up over there and check that out.
Listen to the man. He knows his stuff.
We have things to discuss.
We do,
and it's always nice. You know, I think we talked about this on the last episode. That my wife was like, "How do you guys keep finding stuff to talk about?"
I know, right?
You know, the movie industry's kind of down.
Yeah.
I'm not as caught up on comics as I've been, but I did go back to work at the comic book store.
You did?
I went back.
Yeah.
I worked at a local comic book store for 13, 14 years.
And then you took a sabbatical.
I had to take a little sabbatical, you know, and I didn't think I was gonna ever be able to come back, but the boss let me come back, so I get to
reap the benefits.
Yes, I get to get back in there.
Reap the benefits.
Oh my gosh, how dare you?
Sorry.
How dare you? So yes, I am excited, and with that type of news. Michael B. Jordan has kind of got in on this project with Reginald Hundlin to do the Static Shock movie. I'm not sure if they're going to do if they're going to call it Static or Static Shock. And I know you're not ultra familiar with the character.
More than the name. Yes,
and honestly, for me, I am too. I'm aware of the character, the universe, and all that. But it wasn't a comic that I bought a lot of.
Right.
But Static was a character created by Dwayne McDuffie, Dennis Cohen, Michael Davis, and this guy, Derek Dingle. Derek Dingle. Oh, that's weird. I thought it was Diggle. But that's funny because I think you said Dingle, and then I laughed really hard one time. So, yeah, I guess that makes sense. But it was kind of in this era in the 90s where it feels like they kind of followed the Image guys.
Right.
You had these guys kind of leave... some of them were working for DC, some for Marvel,
right?
And kind of go out. Hey, we're going to create our own characters, and we're going to have a lot more minority characters. Dwayne McDuffie had always said things to the fact that he felt that, especially black superheroes, were just never treated the same way.
I agree with that.
And it's funny because I do feel like I find that there's very few comic book fans who don't love Luke Cage,
right?
Who don't love the Daughters of the Dragon,
right?
Who don't. But it's just never. It's never enough. Like there's just never a good enough story or strong enough thing. Like the tie-ins never work. It always
seems like it's leftovers.
Yeah.
When it comes to the people of color in comics.
Yeah.
Which it's like this could work for this character, but we got to give it to Captain America.
Yeah, I know. You know? It's because like anytime Mr. Terrific does something, I'm always in. Oh, totally. I love the introduction of Batwing, who's like a black Batman character. There's just always so much rich stuff there.
Yeah.
And I think that with the void that Chadwick Boseman is going to leave us, something like Static is a great character to get to. For all intents and purposes, he's kind of like a new age like Spider-Man, kind of like the Miles Morales before there was a Miles Morales, where it's like not as on the nose, like, oh, you're also Spider-Man. You know, it's we recognize the name. You know, we'll handle the change later,
because he's got static powers, I'm assuming.
Yeah, a lot of and actually just kind of like a laundry list of abilities that like psionic dampening and just like a bunch of weird stuff, but it's all electric based, electrical based.
What's up with that in African American characters?
We've talked about that all the time.
It always bugs me though.
It's crazy. Yeah, there's so many. I mean, Black Lightning.
Yeah, which is my stripper name, by the way.
Oh, Don Juan Black Lightning over here. But so Static was made in the 90s, kind of a creator-owned thing, and it was done by this they started Milestone Comics, I believe it was Milestone, and it was not super well received. I think it ended up getting bought out by DC a few years later. But they did have some like interesting characters.
Yeah, and
Static was popular enough that I think it was the WB still at the time, was like, hey, we want to do an animated show based on this character.
Right.
It had a couple seasons. I actually didn't watch any of it, but I've seen they've ended up folding Static into the regular DC universe a few years back. And yeah, it's just like these characters, they exist inside the DC
sort of
universe.
Like with the Wildcats, the Grifter coming in.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is cool.
Yeah, just like these ancillary publishers.
Like, yeah, they're kind of like satellite characters in a way. And it's cool to see those characters like that play with the more established ones. I love it when Grifter comes in and beats Batman.
Yeah.
I love it to see Static, go play with who would be a good foil for Static.
A good see, I'm not super familiar with the Milestone universe.
Sure.
But
No, just like Static in the DC. Like, who would he play? Like, would it be a good foil for?
I think
Green Arrow.
Yeah,
maybe?
I think Killer Frost.
Oh,
stuff like that. And like working with Green Arrow would be great.
Sure.
Just like that. But his powers, like I don't want to say OP.
Okay.
It's a little OP.
Gotcha.
But what's interesting is that you have this younger character who is learning to be a hero.
That is so interesting. I would love that.
Again, Spider-Man Invincible, which is getting an animated thing on I think Amazon Prime or something.
Oh, interesting.
And
even Smallville.
Yeah. It is
a younger a god.
Yes.
Dealing with godhood.
Yes.
Manhood.
Yeah.
That's cool. I love that aspect.
And Michael B. Jordan getting on to help produce it, I think, is going to help.
Sure.
And that's what I think, and I say we as viewers need it, but the African American community, there needs to be more representation, and we saw that obviously at the Black Panther premiere and through its run, $2 billion. It's crazy.
Even with Into the Spider-Verse. We had another lead right there.
Exactly.
It was amazing.
And it's good to get it because we're getting another perspective, and I haven't had any problem identifying with any of the superheroes I grew up with, so it's nice that more people get to feel that same experience.
It's cool because me and you are minorities, and it's cool to just see people of color getting a new, like you said, perspective on things. Even though we all can just relate to these problems in a way. We all know what it's like to be a teenager.
Yeah. Yes.
You know what I mean? I think it all just boils down to just, it does suck when you get dumped.
I think we need to get you a better Thunderbird or Warpath. Get some more Forge going on. Like, come on, guys.
Shaman.
Get some Shaman for our friends
Alpha
in the
Flight,
north.
Right?
Yeah.
Hey.
And but it's awesome because you have Michael B. Jordan, who's kind of most likely going to be this. He's already been a voice for the community, but he's going to be becoming more and more of a figurehead. Reginald Hunlin, used to be the president of the BET, has written Black Panther comics.
Oh yeah.
Did write that cringy Black Panther thing where he's holding Silver Surfer, but I'm gonna try to. I can't get past it.
And just whooped up on Captain America like it was nothing.
Yeah.
That kind of bummed me out too.
Yeah, it needs to be a better fight.
And just carrying him like
just better fight.
I thought you were gonna say Reginald Vell Johnson for a minute. I got real excited.
Man, yeah.
I love me some Carl Winslow.
Yeah, who doesn't? You got to keep your losses high and your wins low. No, it's the other way, right? But I thought that was really fun news, and it's good again. Just in this landscape of just garbo movie news, it's just not enough. Everything's just a tease.
I would say, and also the landscape of a lot of racial tension.
Yes,
and I think it's amazing that for things like this, it's funny how things like this bring people together.
Yes,
under the banner of just we love good storytelling, and I think that's all it should be.
And I'm going to say something mildly controversial.
Yeah, lay on me, baby.
We also have it showing up in the new Batwoman. After Ruby Rose left.
Yes,
I don't know if you're aware of that, but the new Batwoman is going to be a black woman.
Okay.
I would like to. I'm really big on the comic book counterpart. So I hope that they spin a version of this into comics.
Sure, why not?
And it's just because because it feels like Berlanti, that they're doing it on purpose.
Sure.
Not because it's going to be a cool story like everybody. It feels forced.
Okay.
And I'm irritated by that. But I wasn't even watching Batwoman, so who cares?
Yeah, who cares?
So who cares? But I hope that they fold it into the comics.
I think it's great.
Yeah, just let's get more. They've teased it before. We've had Batman Incorporated. We've had the future thing from Kingdom Come, where I think it was like the Batman for All Nations.
Oh,
I love that stuff.
That is cool.
Franchises, baby, franchises.
Who doesn't like setting up franchises?
I know.
McDonald's is good at it.
And Tyler Durden's dad, super good at it.
So good at it.
There's a fun movie that was announced, and we've kind of been knowing about this for a little while. That Zack Snyder of Justice League fame, if you knew. Are you aware of it? Oh, yeah, it's a little engine that could film. You might want to check it out.
Well, maybe I'll look into it.
Some people think it's amazing. No, there'd always been kind of these whispers of him wanting to revisit his Dawn of the Dead kind of universe that he, rebooted.
Right, we all loved it.
And I guess universe is really loose here. He just remade Dawn of the Dead and updated it. Super fun. Arguably one of his better films. And I guess that's not even really original idea either. It's just a good movie. It's a good zombie movie.
It is a good zombie movie.
So Netflix and the Snide man, they Netflix and the Snide, they are teaming up to do Army of the Dead, which is going to be a quasi prequel.
Okay.
And not in the sense of like the story, but just like before the Dawn of the Dead movie.
Dawn before the dawn.
Yeah, the dawn before the dawn. There's that sweet spot of like night and then this and then dawn. Okay, it's like when Homer discovered that magical meal between breakfast and brunch. Okay, and it's just going to take place before the events of that movie, but it's not going to have any of those characters.
No, of course not.
And it's actually going to be like a Las Vegas heist film.
Ooh.
Where these mercenaries, from what I could glean from the IMDb, are just, they're going to use the apocalypse. It feels like they don't think it's that serious and like, hey, we're going to just go under the guise of this, go get all this money or
and
gold
it's going to be
so
worth it.
Yes, and then basically what we're going to get is just an awesome shoot 'em up zombie movie in Las Vegas.
Like
which we've never seen.
No, I think that it sounds like the Ocean's 11 meets Zombies.
Yeah, let's do it.
And I'm on board.
And let's make the video game where I can go into
why not?
Yeah, where I can go into the Luxor and like just kill.
Like, I know
zombies.
I know this hotel.
Exactly. I know the layout. Like let's do it. But obviously, if they were to do a game like that, all the casinos are like named different things.
Oh,
it's like the pyramid and the desert,
the sword.
Yeah,
the dagger.
Yeah. Arthur's weapon.
And then, the win can be the lose.
Yes, there you go. It's gonna have Batista.
Ooh. And
man, I don't know.
This guy just seems to be getting cast in all this future stuff that I feel like we're never gonna see.
Yeah.
It's like Batista's gonna be in this, and it sounds awesome if we get there.
If we get there, yeah, because that's the thing. Like, this is just casting news. It's no, they say it's gonna come out in 2021, so we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. God, what is her name from? It's like Nathalie Emmanuel. She was in Game of Thrones. She was the Dragon Queen's like buddy from that she freed.
The one that Grey Worm was obsessed with?
The Grey Worm. Yeah, the Grey Worm.
The Grey Worm.
Yeah, so they're in it with some other people that I didn't really recognize their names, but yeah, they say it's going to come out in 2021, and
so this is a movie.
This is a movie.
Okay,
and then apparently they're also going to produce an anime based on Batista's character. That's going to be the prequel. That'll be just about his character getting, I guess, to this point. Right. But it sounds like they want to build like a universe.
Early afternoon of the dawn.
Yeah, I want to do some research because I wonder if Romero's estate is getting anything off of this.
They have to be.
I don't know if he can own Of the Dead. I don't know if he can own that.
Well, I mean, they're spinning it off that property.
I hope so. I hope he's getting
a little taste.
And Snyder doesn't seem like a piece of crap in that way. He doesn't seem like a piece of crap in that way. Oh man, I almost just said something terrible. I'm gonna play through it. I'm gonna take a sip of water. Wow, I'll tell you off camera.
Oh, I gotta know
this. But yeah, I'm excited.
I think it's great.
I'm craving, and I know it's a weird thing to say, like you're craving zombie thing. I'm craving something new from zombies. Oh. I don't mind a shoot 'em up. Let's just kill. Like, I love that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Just keep giving me zombie games where I'm just like with a group of people and killing zombies.
Sure.
Give me little tasks to do. Like, that's totally fine. Mm-hmm. But I love watching a movie. I love when they can get creative.
Oh, totally.
I mean, arguably that scene in Dawn of the Dead where they're like on the roof and they're talking to that guy who's got like the gun shop across the way and they're like calling out zombie lookalike. Yeah, and they're stuff like that is fun. Like
how you pass good writing.
Because, like, it's not just about surviving. It's keeping your mind right. And your mind can't be right in this type of circumstance where you're going to... where you're putting something that nobody's ever been put into. So you just have to suck it up and, like, doing something as simple as, like, just shooting zombies in the head.
Right.
It just should... like, it's got to be a stress reliever. It's got to be the ultimate stress reliever.
I think in a way, I feel like The Walking Dead
Yeah.
should have been something like that. How do we pass the time?
Well,
it shouldn't just be all about survival. It should have been like, what do we do? I mean, human beings have a proclivity for fun. You have to have fun, and it's like blowing off steam. Like, what would you do? You know?
Yeah, but that's why I think it's fine not to do that in Walking Dead, because it is a longer story. But in a movie,
right?
we
get the condensed.
We get to have that. We get to have that. I would like to see more in the universe, and I definitely like to see a sequel to Dawn of the Dead. Like, he did do Day of the Dead, and
did Snyder do that one? Day of the Dead?
No, Snyder just did Dawn of the Dead.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
okay.
And there was obviously Romero did Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, all
Dead
of that.
the Dead.
And then I think he did Land of the Dead, which I actually didn't see.
I didn't see that one either.
I
did. I saw the I did see it, and it was
Dave said it was pretty good.
Really?
Yeah, or he said it had cool things in it. It was weird, but he enjoyed it. So
right.
It's definitely one on the list that I want to go see. But yeah, I'm excited, and it makes sense because Netflix, I mean, they gotta start branching out. It's like, okay, there's still a bunch of image properties that haven't been optioned yet. So kids, if you're looking for some spec buys, I would start looking for image number ones for Lazarus. I know Kill or Be Killed is I think has already been optioned.
That's a band,
Monstrous. I don't know if that is, but there's a comic, Kill or Be Killed.
Yeah, there's a band called
there's a ton of image number ones that they're not going for very much online right now, and I would check them out.
You know what I want?
What's that?
Savage Dragon.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know that Erik Larson will release Savage Dragon.
Is he like that?
I mean, Erik Larson.
He's one of the only dudes that stayed on.
He's
through the whole run.
Yep, he. That's like a world record. Yeah. Only he produces Savage Dragon, and then I mean, Savage Dragon will show up in other things, but like the main title,
right?
He's written it. And drawn it, and maybe he brings on an inker every now and again, but I think he does everything. Nuts to bolts.
Why not Netflix? Just give Erik Larson, the reins. You know how cool this show could be?
No, that's the thing. I don't know how cool it could be.
Dude.
I think it could be cool, but like...
if Umbrella Academy can get good heat as a Netflix series, Savage Dragon do good too.
Yeah, but it's just hard with that look. I'll try to put up a picture here for the fans to see, but...
I think they could do it. Killer Croc looked pretty good in Suicide Squad. Not the promo photos, but when he was in the movie.
Yeah, the way he moved. And
I was like, this could work.
Yeah.
I think that's the Image comic I want to see as a series.
More than Spawn?
Big time.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Spawn...
Oh, so you want a series? You don't want to just like a Savage Dragon movie?
I don't think Savage Dragon will work as a movie.
I think you need to like build it up.
Spawn, I think you could go either way, because you remember the HBO had that Spawn animated series, and it was good.
Yeah,
it was so good. 2 seasons, and it was really good.
Yeah.
I think they nailed the character really well in that cartoon or animated series, because the movie didn't do good.
Well, Todd's got the green light and Jamie Foxx, so I mean he's doing the Spawn movie. So
that's Jamie just hopping all over the place.
Yeah, hey man, good for him, dude.
I think you're playing both sides.
He's playing all sides, and he deserves to. He deserves to, dude. I was thinking too. What if? And I love that we're gonna go this way because I wasn't planning on it. What if in this like Spider-Man, Doctor Strange thing that's going on, where Jamie, what if it's like literally like a world hop? And like Jamie Foxx is just there as that regular Electro that he already was. They just kind of stop in that universe and then they just leave.
And they're like, this seems like kind of a B universe.
Yeah.
They bounce.
I don't think the Spider-Man here can save his own woman, so I think I'll go. Peter, our Tom Holland hasn't really lost. I mean, as far as I know, he hasn't even lost Uncle Ben. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe Uncle Ben just a deadbeat.
Oh my gosh,
just bounce, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like Uncle Ben
going out for smokes.
Yeah, the Parkers just left Peter there, and then his brother was like, "Nah,
I ain't doing this."
But she could. Aunt May could never have children of her own.
Is that what it was?
I think so. Yeah, they could never have kids. Yeah, because like, why wouldn't you try to do it?
Yeah. You gotta rear someone else's child.
And plus, they always had Uncle Ben and Aunt May like super old. So, yeah,
I'm glad they went youngish.
Yeah, but that's like, I mean, I guess she is like 50.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Or something like that. So it doesn't not make sense. But
are you talking about Oscar winner Marissa Tomei?
Yeah,
that's right, kids. Marissa Tomei won an Oscar for My Cousin Vinny.
In a world where who's my boy? from Tombstone. Val Kilmer doesn't even get nominated. Man, I always bring that up. Doesn't even get nominated.
I think that was the same year.
I don't know if it was the same year.
It's around the same time. Let's go there. But anyway, in a world where Val Kilmer does not get a nod for Doc Holliday in Tombstone, and Marissa Tomei wins an Oscar for playing some Jersey housewife-ish woman.
Yeah.
Makes the blood boil.
Do you think... Is there a Leo role that you like better than Doc Holliday?
Leo or Val?
Leo. I'm saying Leo.
Leo DiCaprio?
Yeah. Is there a Leo role that you like better than Val Kilmer's?
Oh, I see what you're going here.
Yeah.
I can see where you're going here.
That you like better than Doc Holliday?
No.
I don't think there is. I don't think that... honestly, what his
Maybe
closest...
that Wolf of Wall Street movie.
You know what it is for me?
What?
Calvin Candy. Calvin Candy...
They
couldn't, and I get it, but...
Yes, I agree with you.
If we're comparing... I don't even see Leonardo DiCaprio.
Nope.
There.
Just based on acting alone, and that is what that's their job.
Exactly.
To get, unfortunately, most actors, you're like, oh, that's so and so playing a role, and you go see it because it's so and so playing a role. When you see him as Calvin Candy, you're like, oh, dude, this is Calvin Candy.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't find. I bet you the Leo lovers are like, I can't be attracted to this guy.
No, but he
can be. Yeah, he was just so good.
He was just charming. And kudos to Tarantino for actually writing a character so despicable, but yet had that Southern charm.
Yes.
Actually has Southern hospitality. Even when he says, Southern hospitality dictates that I make her available for him.
Yeah.
The line itself is despicable.
Yeah.
Because he's talking about a person.
Yeah.
But just the way he says it, it's like with such manners and gravitas.
Yeah. Of course. Why wouldn't I make this person available?
My favorite scene is when he talks about, his lawyer, Mr. Mogi, goes, yeah, he's a bit of a Francophile. And then...
what's a Francophile?
French. He's into French, the French culture. And then
he speaks.
He starts speaking. King starts speaking French. He's like, he doesn't speak French, and don't do it. You'll embarrass him. You already kind of know who this guy is before you see him. Like, oh, this guy's just one of those guys who likes to pretend he's the elite. You know what I mean?
And then Tarantino's brilliant, and I think it's a brilliant move that right when he turns around and the camera just automatically zooms into him.
You get that whoosh. Yeah, I love it.
That
That's
long
perfect.
cigarette, that French, like French cigarette. Yeah, the holder. Wow, I did not mean to go on that rant, but it's just a shame, guys, that Val Kilmer doesn't have a
nothing.
I mean,
it's too. I mean, he could have in a day and age when people can come back, have the comeback. He's due.
Yeah.
Come on, Val.
Yeah, I don't know. Apparently, he rubs people the wrong way, though.
That's what I've heard. But I've seen him in interviews, and he's charming.
He is. Yeah,
so nice. Even RDJ was like loved working with him in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, and he's shocked he doesn't have a revival.
Yeah,
and I get maybe at the height of his success he was a jerk.
Yeah,
but I think being away from the spotlight has humbled him.
Yeah, but he let himself go though. He doesn't have that. I mean, he used to be one of the all-time man dimes.
Oh, big time.
Yeah, him and Swayze, just like right there.
Oh yeah,
just,
yeah. And Swayze just kept, he just kept growing good with age.
Mm-hmm.
And then, Now, him and 50 Cent are homies.
Are they really?
They did a movie together, and I guess 50 gave him a Ferrari to help pay off some of his tax liens.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that's how much him and 50 got along.
Wow.
So he's Val, kind of an honorary G-Unit member.
Well, I mean, I don't think there's any left, so it's just Fiddy and Val.
Kilmer, he's like, see ya, Tony Yayo. Get out of here. I mean, I miss Val.
Yeah, I do too. I would like
to Val. Come back, Val. # come back, Val.
Yeah, I know. He had that stuff with the throat cancer. But I know he had been doing a one-man show for Mark Twain.
Interesting.
And I heard
that makes sense.
I heard it was really good. It's Doc Holliday, but I mean but I heard it was really good.
Speaking of Mark Twain, real quick side note.
No, you're good.
We're going to be going on making a right turn here. They are talking about removing the N-word from was it Huckleberry Finn?
Yeah.
What do you feel about that? It's literature.
Yeah, I don't think you should censor art.
Right.
I don't. I mean, even if it's offensive. I mean, Jesus.
Well, because I think it was the time.
Yeah.
It was the time.
Yeah.
And I mean,
it was the nomenclature of the time.
Right. And I think that's why you read books I think Mark Twain was the first satirist this country had.
Yes.
I think he was using, from what I remember of reading that book, 10 years ago, whatever. Good book, but he was using the term in a way of like, wow, this is happening. They're taking away somebody's dignity with a word.
Yes.
And
You should read that word, and it should make you uncomfortable.
Absolutely.
So when you white out the word, pun intended, like you're not helping anybody.
No, you're not.
You're not helping everybody. You need to show the ridiculousness of the time and the realness of our time.
Yes.
I've heard that a couple different times. I hope it doesn't happen, and not again.
I think there's a way around it, because I think the book is told in a first person perspective. So why not just make him a black kid? Then it's okay.
Jesus. This guy. I'm going to pull it, guys. I'm going to call it.
Twice.
I'm going to call it.
Twice.
Kids, that's our show. Thank you, guys. If you like what we're doing, please hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell so you get alerted. We usually put out 2 shows a week. We have a game night episode, on the YouTube itself. If you want to see us play Alan's Chickcepted, man, it's so hard for me to say.
Chickcepted, right?
Chickcepted,
yes.
Yeah, I know it's hard to say. Alan's Chickcepted, but
easy
it's
to play.
Super fun. We have a video. I'll link the video.
Yeah, it's very fun.
Brad, shout out to Game Master Brad. Eric, do you have any final thoughts for us today?
I'm just stoked, man. Yeah. Future's looking pretty good. I know we had a rough year so far, but I'm stoked, man.
We're going to have some entertainment, guys.
Very good.
And I think that the entertainment's moving in a direction that is going to be for more, it's going to be more inclusive.
Right. Because I think to tie it into Static and, the lightning, electricity characters of the comic books, we're hearing a lot of news. And then when we see the product, it's going to be great. So I think it's like that old saying, thunder gets your attention, but lightning gets the job done.
Boom. I've been your host, Roman Chavez.
I'm still Eric Icarus.
We'll catch you on the next podcast.